Hey there, today I thought it would be fun to share some of the berry and mauve lipsticks in my collection. I've got mostly drugstore, a few mid-range lipsticks to share. While it's not necessarily my favorite lip color, I have seemed to have amassed quite a few berries and mauves. I think partially because when I started really buying a lot of lipsticks during the pandemic, that was what happened to be in the clearance bins at Kroger, the Woohoo aisle. And so I would just, buy them. And also, I have a little bit of repetition compulsion and ADHD. So if something is not immediately in the forefront of my mind and my face, I forget. So I tend to repurchase a lot of the same things. So that's how I've ended up with berries and mauves. I actually recently read about mauve in a really cool book that I read called The Secret Lives of Colors, which is highly recommended if you like learning about, art media, art history, pigments, and also just like little cultural history tidbits. It's just kind of a light reading book that talks about the uses of different pigments mostly and different materials and their associated colors throughout history. It does mention Eastern history, but it is a little bit more Western centric. But it did mention the color mauve being synthesized by a British chemist named William Perkin. He was trying to synthesize quinine, which was a treatment for malaria, which was still very commonplace in Europe at the time and also in British colonies and stuff. And quinine was extracted from the bark of a South American tree, I think called the cinchona, I believe it was. But it was very hard to extract and costly to ship over to Europe. So he was attempting to synthesize quinine, and he produced a beautiful mauve pigment by accident and said, "Oh well, this is nice." So he named it after the French word for the mallow plant, which is between pink and purple color. And it was quite a fashion craze then, henceforth in the late 1800s. So I thought that was a little fun bit of history, and made me appreciate the color a bit more. So anyway, if you want to look at some colors and lipsticks with me, keep watching. I don't have my glasses on and I'm very blind, so this is going to be fun. If your idea of fun is a hot mess. So, all right, the first one is the e.l.f. These lip stains. These are really nice. And this is the Power Mauve, which mauve is just it lends itself to terrible puns. This can kind of get a little dry. You have to not on the lips, but in the thing, and you have to kind of get more out sometimes. So yeah, these are really lovely. They sit nicely on your lips. They kind of have a shine at first and then they do dry down. They're not incredibly staining, I wouldn't say, but they're just nice. They're a little bit sheer, so some of your lip color comes through, and it's not, I don't feel like I'm overdone when I have these on. So that is Power Mauve. This is the tried and true Super Lustrous lipstick, which I'm sure everybody that knows beauty stuff at all knows this because it's ubiquitous and there are a ton of shades. It's, it's fine. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst. It's very creamy and comfortable. Does not last. It'll transfer like crazy. But it's great just because there are so many shades and you can kind of experiment and try things out with not much investment. So this is Sassy Mauve. I'm not sure. I think I just was like, I need a mauve. This might be my first mauve lipstick. So, and there's that. It's actually quite, it's a little cooler than my lips, I think, but it's pretty native to my skin tone. But again, a little more pinky than something I normally like to wear. But got another Revlon Super Lustrous. This is also a cream, and this is Movie Night. Oh, I just got the pun, like movie night, like movie night. Oh, that's good. All right. I was thinking like Starry Night, and I was like, I don't quite get where they're going with that, but this one's definitely got more purple to it. So there's that. All right, the next one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Lip Core Shine. This is more of a kind of a tinted balm, I would say. And it's got the really cute little heart hydrating core. It smells really good. Sometimes I don't like scent in my makeup, but it's nice. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a berry scent. That would make sense. But I got this because I was kind of wanting to like dupe the vibes of Clinique Black Honey. And I don't know if it's not exactly that, but it does kind of do that blackening sheer over your lips. So and it's very creamy and soft. Yeah, that's nice. I don't reach for this too often, but it does, just because I'm not sure about the color on me, but it feels great, it smells great, it's cute. And I also need to experiment with this more as a lipstick topper, because I think this would be a nice way to make, you know, more bright saturated shades a little bit more grungy and toned down, maybe a little more gothy looking. So I like this. This one, I don't know where this came from. It's been in my collection for at least 10 years or something. I don't know. It's all gross. And it's just the Maybelline Color Sensational. I'm sure if you've been to a drugstore or grocery store, whatever, you've seen these. And it's got kind of a powdery scent that I don't love. And I never want to wear this, but I also, like, for some reason, don't want to give it up. Partly because I think decluttering is overrated. Like, I spent my money on this, I'm not throwing it away. This actually is quite pretty. Yeah, it's getting these kind of weird, like, granules. But yeah, it's nice. I think it's just, it's just kind of this packaging. I don't know, it's cool, but in a way, there's something about it that's just cheapy to me, and I don't like it. Like, I hate this sticker situation on here. But anyway, oh, I didn't even say the shade name. This is Blissful Berry. And the e.l.f. one that I showed is unhelpfully titled Ecstatic. So I kind of hate when brands have like attitudinal or very abstract names, because I'm like, help me understand what the color is. My brain doesn't know unless I have words for it. So the next one, speaking of something without a clear shade, oh no, it's Be Successful. Okay, let me go ahead and do that. Obviously a bargain bin. And again, I never reach for this just because I'm not as much into the glosses. It's a L'Oreal. I don't know what line or what this is, but it's got kind of a nice angle to the doe foot, and it's really slippy. I don't know, I wouldn't term this a gloss per se, but it's also not a liquid lipstick. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's more similar to a gloss, but it's not sticky. It feels very like slippy and watery in a nice way, and it yeah, and I think that's very beautiful. Again, I never wear this, partly because it's kind of in a bottom drawer, and I don't know, but maybe I should start busting it out more. I wish I could tell you more about it. I really like this gradient package of the black. I think it's very elegant, and it is a nice way for the company to hide that it is not full. So I don't know if they did that, but it would be a good idea. Okay, and I think that one, or definitely starting to get some staining on my lips. So next is a beloved favorite, the Revlon Super Lustrous Shine Glassy Ruby. These were those ones that went viral on TikTok a while ago, and then I think they discontinued them, but they're still on the Revlon website, so I don't know if they're clearing out old stock or if they brought them back or what the deal is. But this is really unique and pretty. It is like a balm texture kind of, and very slippy and very shiny. And it's just gorgeous. I love this. It feels buttery. And again, I never wear it just because I don't gravitate toward this color, but I think every time I put it on, I never declutter, because every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. I need to start wearing this. So this is Glassy Ruby. The next one is a Merit Signature Lip. This is the newer matte formula that they came out with, and this is Maison. And I had, oh, this is so beautiful. I love this package. It's hefty. It just feels like, compare this, okay, kind of similar concept, I guess, except these don't match. These are all gray. They don't match the lip shade, whereas these do. But I guess it's a heftier plastic, and it just feels luxe, and this little differently sized bottom to it. It's just, I don't know, it's gorgeous. I love it. I almost wish that they hadn't added these stickers, because to me it would look more elegant without it, but I realized that practically it's helpful to have the color, the shade, and I already dinged it, which is sad. But here's I don't know, you're probably not getting the clearest vision because of the staining underneath. I don't know, it's a really strange color, and I bought this recently. I didn't actually really want this color, but I was in Sephora and I had been there for like an hour, and I've been lusting after a Merit lipstick for like a year plus, and swatching them all, kind of trying to try them on as best you can with the testers without like being gross, so you can't really get the full pigment, just like with those little lip brushes they have. And the lights in there are so bright, it kind of distorts the colors, and there was just fatigue, you know, decision fatigue. Someone brought this like tiny puppy in the store, which was extremely cute, but it like threw me off. So I wound up with this. I think in my mind, I was like, Maison, okay, that's like house. So it's brick. It's not brick, it's mauve. But it's like it's weird. It's like a really browny, definitely a more, I don't want to say nuanced, but unusual mauve. And the formula of this is interesting. It's much less, you know, tuggy than any like matte lipstick I've tried. It's very creamy. I find it a little hard to apply, and I think because there's a little bit of sheerness to it, some of my lip color comes through in a way I don't like. I wouldn't call these lipsticks sheer at all, though. I mean, they're pretty hardy, but they're just, I don't know. I don't know if I love it or not. I'm TBD, but that is the Merit Signature Lip in Maison, and I'm probably pronouncing that horribly. And yeah, when I blot it, I don't know. What do you think? All right, I'm gonna have to use a little bit of micellar water. Micellar? Micellar. All right, and lastly is a Pat McGrath Labs Satin Allure lipstick in 496 Entranced. Very cute package. Also, unfortunately, the bow keeps it from sitting properly in my little display case or fitting into my travel case. So, you know, drawbacks and whatever. Everything has its pluses and minuses. And again, this is probably not the first shade I would have picked if I were specifically seeking out a Pat McGrath lipstick. But it was at TJ Maxx and I was like, well, I want to try one. And this is what they have, so I'm gonna get it. And it's quite creamy and I think it's really quite beautiful. It is a berry, but it's got a kind of wine. It's got a good bit of brown to kind of, I don't know, give it a little bit more sophistication, a little more depth. I think it's really beautiful on a darker skin tone. And I don't know if it's worth it to do some comparisons. There's the Pat McGrath one. And Maison. Yeah, you can see Maison has more, I don't know if it's sheerness or if it's just desaturation. There's, to me, to my eye, there's like kind of a lot of gray in that. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I'm trying to learn about color. And then on the move in date, there's a Sassy Mauve and Movie Night. Here's the e.l.f. Ecstatic Hydrocore Lip Shine. Glassy Ruby. So I just want to like eat it. Don't eat your makeup, people. Very pretty. And this. The L'Oreal whatever mystery makeup. The Maybelline Color Sensational in Blissful Berry. Did I already do this one? Power Mauves. Power Mauve. Oh, yeah, I don't know if this is drying out or it's just, there we go. That one almost, I see, maybe I'm crazy, but I see a little more orange in that, but probably not. And actually this, I'm going to mention this one too. This is Believe lipstick in Plum Royale. This was a Dollar General lipstick brand. And the last time I was in there, they had cleared out their makeup. So I don't know if they have discontinued Believe. I know this was on deep clearance because I got it for literally 1 cent. But it is surprisingly nice. Again, very creamy. Like, this is probably the best penny I've ever spent for sure. I would say it's better than the Revlon. And let me do it next to, where's the Pat McGrath? Yeah, okay, so this is the Pat McGrath, and this is that berry. Obviously, the Pat McGrath is a little darker and more sophisticated, but this is quite beautiful. So there you go. Those are my berry and plum and mauve lipsticks, and I hope that you have a good day.